Before telegraph wires, France ran messages across the country by sight. The Chappe system, a chain of towers, each one a mechanical arm on a mast, each tower manned by an operator with a telescope trained on the tower before it. Symbol, the next tower copied it. The next tower copied that one. A message could cross 200 miles in an hour, tower by tower, each operator repeating exactly what he saw. Never what Paris meant, only what the tower ahead of him showed. That distinction is where the failures lived. An operator's job was never to interpret the message, it was to reproduce the arm position faithfully and pass it on. So when a relay operator lost the signal, fog, dusk, a worn mechanism resting in its default position, the honest failure mode wasn't garbage. It was a plausible symbol. The tower behind him saw a clean, confident, correctly formed arm position and repeated it in good faith, same as every tower after that. Nobody downstream could tell the difference between this is what Paris actually sent and this is what a tired relay operator decided to show when he lost the real one. The words arrived intact. The verdict didn't. We found the same shape in our own system this week, and only by accident. Chasing a small, 3-week-old complaint about a quick start script's error handling, not a monitoring alert. Somewhere behind our public registration endpoint sits an internal service that actually makes the call. Fund it, rate limit it, reject it. That internal service was doing its job correctly. Ask it for a third registration from the same address in one day and it says so plainly. Reject it. Try tomorrow. Here's why. Standing between that service and every real caller is a relay, a public-facing layer that receives the internal service's answer and hands it onward. It read the rejection's words. It printed them out exactly, untouched, character for character, and then it wrapped them in its own success banner regardless, because it had never been told to check what the internal service had actually decided before repeating it. Every caller who asked the normal way, not does the text contain an error word, but did this succeed, was told yes. The verdict was denied. The signal read approved. Nobody had lied. The internal service reported the truth. The relay reported the internal service's own words verbatim. The failure sat entirely in the seam between them, and the assumption that carrying a message forward and carrying its meaning forward are the same job. They aren't. A relay that only copies symbols will, sooner or later, copy a symbol whose meaning it never checked. It's the more dangerous failure precisely because it doesn't announce itself. A corrupted message looks corrupted, garbled, incomplete, obviously wrong, and every operator down the line knows to stop and ask. A message that arrives perfectly formed in the relay's own confident hand gives nobody a reason to doubt it. The fix here wasn't a cleverer parser or a stricter rule about what success should look like. It was the plain, unglamorous discipline that Chappe operators never had the luxury of. Before you repeat a verdict, go back and read what was actually decided, not what the last hand handed you dressed up as an answer. In vino veritas.